Familiar faces came back to haunt the Irish then as the interim England manager Lee Carsley got off to the perfect winning start. Carsley, who won 40 caps for Ireland, had Declan Rice and Jack Grealish to thank for the victory, both who also played in the green many years ago, it has to be said. And you heard Declan Rice there actually saying that we've got to move on from this. It has been a while since both himself and Jack had played for the Republic of Ireland. But Cass, looking back then on what happened at the Aviva Stadium, in particular that first half, were England impressive, or was it a bit of, they were pretty good, but Ireland lacklustre, sat back, allowed sort of all the pressure from England, and England took advantage?
Well, you've said it all there, really, Nat.
Job done, let's move on.
Apart from the first 10 minutes where there's a couple of chances for Ireland, it was a non-contest. And I couldn't work out in the first 45 minutes if Ireland are more similar to Andorra, San Marino or the Faroe Islands.
That bad?
Well, the way we played is something I said yesterday. If you sit off teams with very good players, they'll punish you. I felt sorry. I thought the two fullbacks were exposed. Matt Doherty one side and Robbie Brady the other. I thought Saka gave him a really hard time, and so did Anthony Gordon on the other side. And yes, they were rotating. Grealish was coming inside, and then changing a position with Anthony Gordon at times. It was a non-contest, and England were very, very comfortable. But to this day now, when you have professional footballers who are paid to having a career at football clubs, and yes, they might not be playing for the most glamorous clubs in the country, they're still professional footballers. And you think, and this is the one thing that I get a little bit frustrated with coaching, is that that has to be a given, that you make things difficult by closing down, by making players pass the ball to somewhere where it suits you, instead of, well, they can go there and they can come in, bring it to midfielder, and Declan Rice can lift his head and then he can find the next pass, and the guy that receives the pass can control it, comfortable, don't get pressed very quickly. That's all too easy. It's, for England players, it's like a dream to play in this, and when they get their ball, they lift their head up. Oh, okay, I can use this pass now. I can pass it in here with, no competition to win that ball, and then just make England play in different ways. It just didn't happen. England were just doing what they liked. It was a practice game and no more. Okay, so as we mentioned, both teams were coming in with two new managers, one being a permanent and one being an interim with Lee Carsley. But with Heimir Hallgrímsson, he was in charge, but obviously John O'Shea had a large part to play in this because he had been the caretaker previously, and this is the very first time that Hallgrímsson's had a chance to really work with his players. Is there anything that you can see that he has brought to that Ireland team yet, already, or is it still going to take time, or is this just as good as it's going to get? Well, it feels pretty harsh on me to turn around and say, well, no, I didn't see anything, but the things that I did see was not noticing that there was a problem in the first half, as in England just having possession and the ball all the time, and no one winning it. And yes, I go back to Cascarino at these times and remind. I know that my manager, and I'll include Mick in this as well, Mick McCarthy, who managed Ireland as well. If they'd have seen what was happening in the first half, Jack would have made at least 2 or 3 subs. Right. He would have subbed people because the whole idea was to stop the opposition, to make it difficult. And it was never difficult in the first half for England. It was not even a game. It was a comfortable training game that they were so at ease with, England, that Ireland offered absolutely nothing. You've gone from the Stephen Kenny reign, which was, he was trying to play the brand of football that we see quite regularly now, that expansive, playing out from the back, front-footed, but you were often saying, look, Ireland don't necessarily have those type of players to be able to play like that. Whereas from what I was reading about Hallgrímsson, most recently in charge of Jamaica before he got this job for the Republic of Ireland, he's more of a defensive style first manager. So you're going very contrasting in styles. Is that going to work out better for Ireland to have? Because you were talking yesterday about, are we ever going to see that defensive style of football? And when I say that, obviously there will be, hopefully, for the Republic of Ireland, chances for them. They'll counter. And like you mentioned, the first 10 minutes, I thought, we're a bit of a game here. But they did fade pretty quickly.
Is that the best way for Ireland to be, though, to approach
No.
it more defensively than
Yeah,
the Stephen Kenny
Oh,
way?
absolutely. You've got to. You have to be good without the ball, and that means winning the ball back. Ireland are not good without the ball. I watched the game against Belgium when John O'Shea was in charge at the end of last season. I went to the game. The Belgian players were so comfortable in the game.
Yeah.
It was Belgian player moving it to each player and loads of possession. They dominated possession, Belgium, in that game. And yes, they've got a lot of good players. And, the score was a little bit irrelevant. I was more concerned about watching what Ireland do to the opposition to stop them. So yesterday, I'm a little bit biased on watching because I know England are going to have the ball. And we said beforehand they're going to dominate and they're going to find passes. And then Ireland are going to have to try and, upset them, unsettle them, make them do things they don't want to do. And yet there was no evidence of that at all. So I'm not very positive at all on Ireland. You can't really judge England on what happened yesterday, except for they were organised. They knew what they were doing. It was a comfortable game, and they could have easily put their foot to the pedal in the second half and gone on to win way more comfortable. I don't even think it was a great learning curve because it got a little bit lax on England's perspective because the second half, Trent was trying a little worldy passes, and because he's such a gifted footballer, they gave a couple of chances away. Trent gave one in the 18-yard box that could have caused England a bit of a problem, but it was so easy. It was just a game. Subs came on, just everything about it just didn't represent any Ireland-England game I played in.
Okay. Let's bring in Lee Carsley into this conversation because especially from that first half, I think there was a lot of positives to take from it. 2-0 up going into the break, some really comfortable, confident, energised sort of football that we saw from this England team that a lot of people were hoping we would see, especially after some of the performances, especially at the most recent Euros with England, even though they got to the final. But a lot of the talk leading into it, Cass, was all about the national anthem and the fact that Lee Carsley had said he wasn't going to sing it. He obviously spoke about that and suggested that in his international career he was more focused on his performances rather than singing.
I'm not sure, really, to be honest. I think, I was thinking about it earlier. I made my Republic of Ireland debut in 1997, and every international match I've played in or been to, I've never sang either a national anthem based on me focusing on performance. Today would be one of the proudest days of my career. So proud to stand there and lead the team and. Whether I'm singing or not, the passion's there. I want to win. I want the players to do so well. So, but everyone's got their right to an opinion, and I fully respect that.
Well, he fully respects that opinion, but a lot of people don't, because a lot of people, as we discussed yesterday, were saying it was all in the papers. A lot of papers saying he shouldn't be given the job because of the fact he won't sing the national anthem. Jamie O'Hara, I saw him on social media yesterday arguing the same, that maybe he shouldn't be the man to be in charge of England if he's not going to sing the national anthem. I mean, we all talked about it yesterday. We were all in agreement that it really doesn't matter because not everyone sings the national anthem anyway, whether you're a player, whether you're a coach. And actually, if you saw him, when they cut back to Lee Carsley on the sidelines when there were goals going in, he was celebrating. You could see passion. And that's what you want ultimately. You want to see your manager enjoying the moments, and that's what he was doing. It still baffles me that there are headlines that are still referring to the fact he didn't sing the national anthem.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand. What is the big deal? It's about what you do on the pitch and no more. I've seen teams we talked about yesterday be absolutely fist pumping, going crazy in the national anthem and be a whimper on the football pitch. I remember Brazil doing it and losing 7-1 to Germany.
Yeah.
We talked about Italy in the Euros. They won the trophy for me as the best singers of the national anthem. I don't even think Spain have words, do they? Do Spain's not have words in their national anthem?
Oh, I can't think now.
I don't think they just all stand there and it's just music.
It might be.
I think it's just music. I mean,
I
don't get it. I don't get that should be the benchmark of whether you're going to be successful.
The prerequisite.
Yeah, to being successful.
Imagine having an interview with a manager and going, right, first question, are you going to sing the national anthem? No? Oh, sorry, good night. Thanks very much for coming in. I mean, it is ridiculous. And all these people that are saying he shouldn't be in charge, I wonder how they would feel then if Jurgen Klopp or a Pep Guardiola was given the job. There's been such a clamour for those kind of names to be brought in. Jose Mourinho, likewise, another man who's previously been suggested as a possible England manager. I can't see that they're going to sing the national anthem. I might be wrong, because they might think it's part of my job, I've got to do it, but I can't see it because they're not English. So why would they sing the national anthem?
No, I think it's a really weak argument to go down the road of that has to be a given.
Yeah.
I mean, we read paper articles yesterday, and I was astonished that people who are leading journalists around the country have that viewpoint, but it's their view, and you have to live with that.
And they are entitled to it, but it does seem a bit strange that is the focus going into a game all about a national anthem, when ultimately what you saw from Lee Carsley is a coach who wants to do well.
Here's a question. Look, I don't know the answer to this. I've never even thought about it. It's that irrelevant, really. But when Sir Alf Ramsey won in '66, was he blurting out the national anthem?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
No.
He might have done, he might not have
have
done.
to
Either way, I don't
Pathé,
really care.
We might have to search the Pathé footage to see.
I just don't know.
Yeah, I know, you're right. But...
You know, and he was a very proud Englishman that led the country.
Yeah.
You know, okay?
Yeah.
So, but am I going to judge him on whether he sang the anthem or not? No. The reason I'm saying that is because it didn't make any difference in the long run. England won a World Cup.
Imagine if he didn't. Yeah. Imagine if we were now talking...
If we found out now, if we were said, no, he just stood there and, respected it without singing it.
So it would be England won the World Cup, Sir Alf Ramsey, incredible, blah, blah, blah.
Shouldn't have been the England manager.
But there's a black mark against his name forevermore.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. He might have blurred it out. And if he did, great. And if he didn't, great. He didn't.
No, indeed. Anyhow, there is not long until the next game for the Three Lions when they take on Finland live on talkSPORT once more in the Nations League. That is on Tuesday, and you'll be able to hear live coverage from 7.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.